Hey, what's going on, beautiful jellyfish? It's Tracy, and today I'm going to be doing a video talking about my favorite artists. And a lot of times I aim to try to do like one video, and then I always have more things to add. So I'm only going to be talking about 10 of my favorite Magic the Gathering artists. A lot of these are really popular. I will say a lot of the popular ones really just immediately came to mind. I actually went through all of my EDH decks and just pulled out cards that I knew I really liked the art on. I'm just going to be sharing a couple of art for each artist. If you're inclined, you can look up a lot of other art that the artists do. I kind of will say, like, I've always liked the art and things like that, and then when I went to my first GP back a couple of years ago and I got cards signed, I felt like I started to pay attention more. And then going to Vegas this summer, I felt like I started to really pay attention to art. And I always think it's like really cool, like when new sets come out, you can be like, oh cool, like this artist came out with like new art and stuff like that. So I got a ton of cards signed when I went to Vegas. I didn't get every card slot that I wanted to because some booths were really busy because some of these artists are like really popular. But I wanted to do this talking about some of my favorite ones. And the first artist is Teresa Nielson. I mean, this is super cliche and I understand that, but like her art is just divine. Like it is so just like, when I think like grace and just like perfection, like I think of Teresa Nielson art. Like she, in my opinion, is like, I don't have a specific order, but like she to me is just like the number, in my opinion, like I think she's just my favorite artist of all time. Like her art is just divine. I pulled up a couple of pictures here of just a couple, but she has so many cards that she's done for. If there's like two arts and like one of them is a Teresa Nielson art, like I will buy the Teresa Nielson art. Like that is how much I love it. It's just beautiful and crazy and just amazing. The next artist is another artist that I will say, like, I think Rebecca Guan and Teresa Nielson are kind of like on this like a similar like level. Like I think they paint or whatever. Like I just think they do art like kind of similarly. Like their art reminds me a lot of each other, and I freaking love Rebecca Guan. The one of the pictures that I'm showing you now is Sarah's Blessing. This is like in my top 10 arts of all time. Like I don't have like a list, but like that to me, like when people are like, oh, what's your favorite art? I'm like, Sarah's Blessing, like it's just so beautiful. She also does Wood Elves, this Wood Elves art that I'm going to be showing too, and that art is my favorite Wood Elves art. Like I will seek out, and like there's some things I don't really care about, like I'm like whatever, but like that art I really love, and that is like art that I will specifically buy. She just has beautiful art, tends to paint, like again, I like a lot of times like woman in art, like that just tends to be something that I find really attractive. Like I think the way that the drawings tend to be is they just tend to be really beautiful, because I also love angel art, and a lot of times, you know, angels tend to be females in Magic, and I just feel like Rebecca Guai is just great and beautiful and amazing. So then we have Eric Dechamps. Funny, so when we went to Vegas, I actually kind of realized like how many cards I have of Eric Dechamps that like I play with all the time. Like I think it's kind of cool to see, like, because sometimes like you're like, well, that art is really pretty, but like I never will play with that card. Eric Dechamps just has cards that I love and play with, but I also just really enjoy the art. I think I own like the most of, I think I've said this, Courser of Crufix. I think I just have like 10 of that card in my collection because I run in all my decks, and I have like so many backups because you never know when you need backups of that card, apparently. I just really like it. Like I said, I feel like a lot of my favorite cards tend to be his art, and I just really enjoy the art. And I have a ton of cards signed by him, which is awesome. I really like him, and I was like, I need like 20 cards signed. It wasn't really 20, that was an exaggeration, but I love his art. The next is Steve Argyle. I actually missed, unfortunately, Steve Argyle when I went to Vegas. He was one of like the artists that him and Teresa Nielson actually I missed getting card signed for, which was a huge bummer. Like I have to say, the next time I go to an event, like I think the next event I'm going to is Dallas. It's an open, and even if they are there, I don't think we're gonna get the chance to do it because we're not gonna be staying unless we day 2, which is like highly unlikely. So unfortunately I don't think so, but the next event I do really want to stand in line and get like cards signed. And Steve Argyle was one that I missed. I really just love it. He has got a lot of like angel art and just really beautiful, like some of like, again, some of like my favorite art of all time, like my favorite certain cards that I really appreciate the art of, like comes from Steve Argyle. I think his art is just super beautiful. Okay, similarly, we have Howard Lyon. I got cards signed from him from Vegas as well. And one of them was the promo Avison, which I have a picture of on the screen right now. I have this card, I got it, and I love Avison's just one of my favorite cards, and like he's one of my favorite artists. Like the fact that like he did like that art is like super cool to me, and it's just so beautiful. And he has a lot of other really cool cards. Another card that I'm showing the picture of, Seek the Horizon. I actually have this card in what's it called? Omnath, and this is a card that like not a lot of people know about, I feel like, and I really tend to like, I love the art, it's so freaking pretty. It's a card that like I didn't realize that he did the art of, and I was looking through and I was like, whoa, bummer, I could have got this signed in Vegas, but I'll catch him next time. I just really love both of these card arts and just him in general. The next artist is Chris Ran. Again, in a similar boat, like there's a lot of cards that I just play and love, and he just does the art for them. Like Tassiger, you guys know, is one of like my top 10 favorite Magic cards of all time, and Chris Ran does the art for it, and I just love I love it so much. And then he also did Lyra Dawnbringer, and Lyra is so pretty. Like it's very hard because I feel like just all angel art tends to be really beautiful, but Lyra particularly is just divine. Like, oh my god, the art on this card, like the stained glass aspect, I'm like, oh my god, like I need 20. This card is super beautiful. Yeah. The next artist, so I feel like the artists that I talked about before, I feel like are pretty well known and popular, but this next artist I feel like is pretty not as popular, but I do really like his stuff, and that is Matt Stewart. The first art I'm going to be showing you is the Nigelia. I'm not sure how to pronounce that art. I got this card and I have it in ladies, and I really like it. It's really pretty in foil. Like, you know, a lot of times like the cards look great, but then when they're in foil, I feel like they just look so much better. Like it really brings out the card so much, which I just think is really pretty. And then a card that I just really like the art of a lot is Elvish Chancellor. I think her like dress, like the colors in it are super pretty and like vibrant, and I feel like I haven't really seen anything like that on a Magic card before. Like I just think that it's really unique, and I really like it. I think Matt Stewart's art is really great. Next we have, I would say, going back to pretty popular, we have Greg Staples. Classically did Baneslayer Angel. I mean, this is just one of the best art of all time. Like really, like I think it's just a classic like Magic card, and just the art is so amazing. I also did Archangel of Strife. Like I keep saying, I really love angel art, so I'm a little biased when I talk about some of my favorite art. And again, like art that has women on it, so if like there's an artist that does both of those things, I tend to just really like their stuff. But Archangel of Strife is so pretty. Like I originally had it in Angels and I don't run it anymore. It just got cut for like other things, but if I had room or whatever, I'd run this card, and it's just really pretty. Okay, then we have Chippy. You know, it's so funny. So Sickly MTG, if you're watching this, shout out to you, bae. She really loves Chippy Swamps a lot, and it actually got me inspired. I'm gonna do a video talking about my favorite basic land art. Again, I'm just like, all of a sudden I'm just starting to do video on like art. I don't know if you guys like them, but like I think talking about art in the game is like so, like it's so cool. Like I think it's really important. Like I feel like a lot of people are very critical of like, oh, like you're an artist, like like you're not gonna have a stable job, or you don't contribute much to society, but it's like, it's so important. Like art is freaking amazing. I love it. So anyways, so she loves Chippy Swamps, and I felt like ever since then I'm like, wow, like I really like Chippy Swamps too, and like that's not what we're talking about like now, but like I want to do a video on swamps. But anyways, I realized that Chippy has some other like cards. Like sometimes I feel like when an artist gets known for like a specific basic land, but like they do other stuff too. So he does Windbright Mage, which is the card that's right there on the screen right now, and I love this art. I am obsessed. I always forget. Master Transmuter, this is the same lady. This is one of my all-time favorite art ever. Like, it is so freaking pretty, and it was so funny. Again, for inspiration, it's all the way over there, but you guys have seen my binder that I have, which I'm going to be converting out of soon, but like I'm going to put my binder on display because it has like a bunch of ladies on, like the whole thing is like covered in ladies, and that art was on there, and I was like, oh my god, I love this art. It's so pretty, and like just the facial features and her hair, like I love it. And then he also did a chroma, and again, angels. I'm not gonna say anything else, but like beautiful. Okay, the last artist I'm gonna talk about in this video is, I honestly think maybe a underrated, maybe not as well known artist, but that is Cynthia Shepherd. Again, I feel like I'm really attracted, I tend to be attracted, like I said, towards female art, but like a lot of times female artists, because they do tend to draw females in their art. So she does Treasure Cruise, which is one of my all-time favorite Magic cards, and this art is really sweet. And she also does Rubina's Soul Singer art, and I have this card in ladies, and I just think this is like one of the most underrated art. Like I just think it's so beautiful. Underrated card, underrated art, underrated artist, like all around really great things, and I just think she does really divine art. So that is it, guys. I don't know if you guys are a huge fan of talking about art, but I know I am, and I want to continue to do these. Definitely check out for part 2 at some point. I pretty much have almost done my second list, because a lot of times what happens is when I'm like writing the list, I'm like, oh my god, I need to stop at 10. That's like my number that I try to stop at. But then it's like I have all these other ones, and then I just write down my other list, so I just have all of them. So part 2 will come out in like a month or so, or whenever I get around to filming that next. But I'd really like to know what artists you guys really like in particular, and like what art by that artist do you really like, because like it's kind of one of those things, like Teresa Nielson, in my opinion, can just do no wrong. Like I'll like anything she does, but like, you know, you may have like particulars in one artist that you just really love. So that is it for this video, and I will talk to you guys in my next. Bye.